Deftones, Lifter, Guitar Tabs, and Guitar Lesson. I'll play all the different sections right at the beginning. After that, I'll go back through, give the full explanation for it. Before we jump in, do me a big favor, hit that subscribe button. It's the best way of letting me know you like this video and want to see more Deftones stuff. And now, let's go for it. Alright, so Adrenaline album, we got standard tuning here, piece of cake, and really cool intro slash verse riff here. We're doing some palm muting, so just lightly over the bridge with the edge of the hand there. And we're doing this kind of changing of the A string mostly. And initially we hit this 5 on the A, and this is all keeping the open low E, just palm muted over the top of it. And we do the 5A to a 7, and we want to do about 7 of those 7s there. Alright, and then this next bit, when we come up to the 8 on the A, we do this real quick little triplet there, the 1, 2, 3. Okay, get some 16th note in there. Alright, and then we continue on that 8, just like downstrumming 8th note style. And then we finish by doing 7 on the D to 5A. So just slowly. For the chorus, we get some big, cool sounding chords here. Initially, we just kind of want to do maybe like 3 open E power chords here. So just kind of hitting like the root notes of it all, and then we hit this big E minor, so just the same power chord, but then add the open G, B, and E with it. Okay, something like that. And then we do this little chromatic dissension F sharp power chord at the 2, E, 4 on the A and D. Hit that, slide it down to the 1st and 3rd for the F power chord there. Hit that power chord once more. And then we kind of leave those B, G, and E's open under it. Okay, we get a real funky like major 7 sus2 thing going on there. Alright, and we would just go between that E minor to F like that a couple times. Alright, and after that we kind of add this new little bit where we'll come up and do these really big mid-voice power chords here. Like a D5 with the added A bass note. So just the 5 on the E and A with the 7, D, and G. And we hit it, slide it up 2 frets with that same shape. So we got, the 7s and 9s with the E flat, the E5 B bass note. And we hang out there for a moment, give it a couple strums. Hit it again, slide it back down to the 5 and 7s. Alright, and then we just basically tack on that, sliding power chord to F section of the previous part. Okay, so we're just kind of substituting the beginning parts of these different chorus sections. Alright, and you can reel that off a couple times and just bounce between those 2 different patterns in a chorus. With the post-chorus sections, everything like cuts out and it's just the guitar, and we get a palm muted, just kind of a single string version of the intro. All right, we just kind of cut the low E and just do the what happens on the A and D string. All right, and not so much with like the little triplet part in there either. Just kind of go to the 5 to 7s, 8s, jump down, hit the 7D to 5A. Something like that. At the end of the second chorus, we get a little addition that happens at the end of our, secondary chorus riff there, and it's more just kind of like a segue into like the bridge. So basically, it does that whole sliding mid voice power chord things, the 5s to 7s, back to 5s, but then it keeps going, comes back to the 7 and 9s. Couple strums, and then eventually comes up to the 8s and 10s. All right, that F power chord with the C bass note. And this next section, I'd say it's a bridge. Maybe you just call it interlude, up to you. Basically, it's just one chord, and it just switches down to a B power chord at the 2A, 4, and the D and G. And we can go ahead and throw in the extra F sharp at the 2 of the E, make it sound nice and big. And we're just strumming this out, 4 measures. All right, and the thing with this section, it kind of gets interlaced with some stuff. After that, we would just, go back to the chorus. And this also happens at the outro. It kind of tacks on the end of the outro riff as well. With the outro riff, it's kind of a variant, like power chord version of like the intro thing that's happening. We're doing the E power chord here at the 7A with the 9 on the D, and we're just, we're throwing in the low E with it, and it's just kind of like a strumming, like 8th note style strumming, just rocking it out. Okay, then it bumps it up to the F power chord at the 8 and 10 on the A and D there, keeping that low E with it. All right, and then a real quick dropping down, hitting that E flat power chord at the 6 and 8 on the A, and then it just hits it once, slides it down quickly to the D at the 5 and 7, and then just goes right back to the E, F, does the E flat to D slide again. Please help out the channel. Hit that subscription button. I'm coming out with tons of videos and you don't want to miss them.